DJI just dropped a major update for the Pocket 3, new features that can take your content to the next level. Whether you're shooting B-roll, streaming, or filming cinematic shots, I'll be covering all these new features and even show you how to update your Pocket 3 so you can start using them today.
You gotta just press record.
Hey, welcome back to Think Media, Nate here. So DJI has included 3 key features in this update, and we're gonna run through each one by one, starting off with perhaps my favorite and one that could really change on how you use the Pocket 3, and that is its new Lossless 2x zoom. This new zoom in mode will crop in your footage 2x to give you a 40mm equivalent field of view, but it does this without sacrificing too much image quality. The old version, you'll find it to be a little bit more pixelated, a little less detailed, but DJI has done some sort of magic and allowing this 2x crop mode to have much more clarity. And this new feature makes it definitely more usable if you are trying to get close up on objects or film things off in a distance and still have good image quality. Okay, so here's an example of the Osmo Pocket 3 just at its 20mm, and this is nice. You know, I have nice wide field of view, but sometimes it's nice to zoom in and then kind of get a little bit more closed in. So let's switch over to the new mid-tele lens. Now I'm on the new 40mm equivalent lens, and this is just a nice little change up in focal lengths, different perspective. So you definitely need to be a little bit further away from the camera. I'm a good probably 5 feet away from the camera at the moment, but one underrated hack you can use is the DJI Mic Mini or the Mic 2, and use the remote trigger to start and stop recording. I was actually using that right now, and so fun just to be able to remotely control your camera and also have great sounding audio. So we'll leave a link in the description down below to this mic if you haven't picked one up already. To access this feature after you update your Pocket 3, you'll notice this new icon right next to the resolution and frame rate. And if I click on that, as you see, it will crop into that 2x mode and will give me a nice punched in image. Now, you might be familiar with the old 2x zoom, which you could just zoom in, and the image quality is pretty night and day compared to the old 2x zoom and this new mid-tele option. So to showcase the difference of this mode, right now I'm shooting on the old zoom method, so I just kind of scaled in the zoom. So notice the image quality, definitely not as sharp, not as crispy, not as good as this new mode. And how notice in my shot, things are just a little bit more crisp, a little bit more refined, definitely a lot more usable in my opinion compared to the old version. Now the crazy thing is if you want even more zoom capabilities, you can actually leave it in the mid-tele option and even do a 2x digital zoom so you can get really zoomed into details. Now the image quality is definitely not going to hold up with this much zoom, but it is a pretty cool feature to have. Now the reason I think this feature is going to be a game changer is it's going to really change the way I use the Pocket 3. Not only do I have the standard 20mm wide angle, but now I can get a little bit more close up of 40mm equivalent. But if you also have the creator combo, you throw on the 15mm wide angle adapter onto the front, and now you have these 3 focal lengths that is going to give you ultra wide, wide, and a slight mid telephoto. This is going to allow me to use the Pocket 3 in more situations, and I really don't have to bring much more gear than this. This is what the wide angle lens looks like on the Osmo Pocket 3. This is what the normal lens looks like on the Osmo Pocket 3. This is what the mid-tele 40mm looks like on the Osmo Pocket 3. And this is what it looks like when we zoom in and have the mid-tele lens on the Osmo Pocket 3. We're getting about an 80mm equivalent lens, and things are getting a little bit close. Now, some of the limitations on this crop mode I do find a bit disappointing. Number one, there's no active track mode, so you're really committing to having this cropped in, locked off. It would have been great to be able to move around in this shot and reframe. The other thing is no D-Log, no HLG, so I really like using D-Log M quite a bit for getting things how I exactly want to make them look, color grade. I also just think the overall image is a little bit more filmic with what I can do with it. So I know a lot of people shoot with both of those modes, so it is a little disappointing. However, I do recognize that the vast majority of people do shoot with normal profile, and it does look great. It's a great profile just to shoot with, but man, I do hope that DJI rolls out another feature. We just want a little bit more out of this camera. It's such a great camera, and a few more tweaks can really make this thing just that much more useful. The next feature that DJI has introduced into the Pocket 3 is breathing compensation. This focused breathing compensation is out to fix a common problem amongst cheaper cameras and lenses called focus breathing. If you focus something really close and then focus really far away, you'll notice that your frame kind of changes size. This is called focus breathing. So in order to fix this, what they do is simulate a crop into the image, and it's going to keep that consistent no matter if you are focused on something really close. This is going to keep the frame less pulsing, less distracting. So it's definitely a nice feature if you're looking for professional video. In order to access this, we want to swipe over to the right and we want to turn on breathing compensation. And once that is turned on, by focusing something a little bit closer, it's going to help kind of correct some of those issues. And with that enabled, it should give us a more consistent frame size, even if we are focused on things a little bit more close. So the reason why you might want to use this breathing compensation mode is, let's say you are doing a talking head video, but then you want to showcase something close to the camera, then this is going to be helpful to kind of give you a consistent frame across the image. Now I noticed that this new feature doesn't fully correct that focus breathing issue. I found that in this studio, when I was trying to focus up close, I didn't really notice a huge difference, so I'll leave that up to you. If you guys want to test it out for yourself, let me know in the comments if it's working for you and if you would use this feature. And the third key feature when it comes to this update is with streaming. So if you didn't know, you can use your Pocket 3 as a webcam by simply plugging in a USB-C cable. From here, it'll give us two different options. Let's click on the webcam, and then you can make sure to allow it on your computer. And now I'm using the DJI Pocket 3 as my webcam, which is pretty sweet. But the new feature in regards to streaming is if you swipe on over, you can actually change the color mode from the normal to D-Log-M. Now, if you do select D-Log-M as your streaming color profile, you'll notice that the image appears very flat and washed out. And if you plan to stream to YouTube like this, yeah, the image is not going to look great. This is truly intended for more professional workflows where you can actually apply a color correction LUT or color grading to really improve the overall look of your camera while streaming. However, for most people using the DJI Pocket 3 as a streaming webcam, you probably just want to stick to the normal color profile. That way your colors look nice and rich and saturated. So with those key features now covered, let's talk about updating your Pocket 3 so we can fully take advantage of these new features. To start off, you want to connect your phone to your Osmo Pocket 3 and then open up the DJI Mimo app. Once connected, it should prompt you that there is an update available. Go ahead and click download. And this whole process was actually really quick. It only took me about 2 minutes for the install to happen, and then the Osmo Pocket 3 will reboot, tell you that it's updated and you're ready to go. So which of these updates are you most excited about, or is there something that DJI still needs to improve? Let me know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, then be sure to check out more of our Osmo Pocket 3 content right here.